Meanwhile, during the Federal Executive Council meeting, President Bola Tinubu extensively deliberated on the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper that will soon be sent to the National Assembly ahead of next year's budget presentation to provide an outlook for the economy. Also, the President approved a 30-day timeline to begin the implementation of agreement reached between the federal government and organized labor in the country. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde has details.
Operations of the Federal Executive Council was largely on issues on the economy, with how to stimulate growth and development. A memo was considered and approved on the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper from 2024 to 2026, with an aggregate expenditure of 26.01 trillion naira and some other assumptions based on current economic realities.
So this Fiscal Responsibility Act is for the years 2024 to 2026. The $700 reference price assumes our optimism. The assumptions include oil price benchmark.
The coordinating minister of the economy disclosed that President Tinubu's recent economic reforms is already getting positive attention from the international community, with the latest being a $1.5 billion concessional financing from the World Bank and another $80 million from the Africa Development Bank to finance the Ekiti Knowledge Zone project.
Nigeria has been able to make the kind of macroeconomic moves, has been able to take the tough decisions to restore balance in the economy, in the government's finances, that has warranted support, that has gendered and that has elicited even support from the multilateral development banks.
The Ministry of Works got an approval to carry on with the construction of some abandoned roads and bridges across the country, and also complete projects inherited from the previous administration. For the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, President Tinubu approved the establishment of the Presidential Council on Industrial Revolution, made up of 10 subcommittees that are critical to the revival of the economy.
What the committees will do will be to sit down and look at all the policies within different ministries, as well as the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We have a lot of policies, frameworks and guidelines that should help to revitalize the industries within these different ministries and agencies.
It seems this time the tension between the federal government and labor unions in the country might be reduced, as the Federal Executive Council seems to have kept its own end of the bargain by approving the implementation of agreements reached with organized labor, with a caveat of an evidence of implementation within 30 days.
We analyze on each and every aspect of the agreement, and to show the genuineness and also provide for harmonious and a good industrial relationship. And that was why it was presented and it was approved for implementation.
This Federal Executive Council meeting, which is the second in the life of President Tinubu's administration, will now be held on Mondays, and it will only be when there are important memos to be considered. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.